What's up, Jimothan? What's up, Shawnee? DBS? I had someone to buy some NFTs. Probably not from you, let's be honest. Sorry. Unless you got something pretty profound. DBS. Good band. All right. Let's get some people in here. Here we are. Very exciting. Been a while. Sorry, I haven't been doing these lives for a few months now, but Thursday has been busy with work, and that's my basketball night, unfortunately. So we played at 7:40 tonight. I've got plenty of time to just hang out, answer some questions, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to ask me. We'll see what I can come up with, whether NRL in any form, whether you want to talk about predictions for grand finals, who you think's going to win. Jump in the comments, guys. Let me know who you think's going to win the comp this year, and we'll start a bit of a conversation around that. All right, cool. 24 of you's in here. Good stuff. I wasn't sure how many we get tonight. Jimothan, Aiken to Leilua, a good trade. Only question here, mate, is how many reserves do you have? If you have 3 or 4 that are out and not playing, or it might be like a Palacia or a Hosking, that type of version, then I think that probably best idea just hold off on that, because Aiken will be back next week there. That's probably the only interesting thing to really think about on that one, is that he could help you out next week when there might be a few people being rested. One of the boys mentioned, Sammy Osborne, Wensborne, was saying in the YouTube comments there that he thinks that the Bunnies and also the Storm might not rest their guys. Bunnies and Roosters might not rest their guys because they're playing each other in the first game at the new Sydney Football Stadium, which is pretty cool. So that's definitely potential. Yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But again, it's all speculation. Even me saying they're all going to get rested is speculation. So if you have enough cover, then you could do it. But if you don't, I would try not to, especially because you're not replacing him with a centre. You've obviously got centre cover, so that's fine. Captain options this week, I still think Hines is your best bet. Guys like Harry Grant, Cam Munster, also going to be great. Who else would you pick? Adam Dewey, I think the Tigers are due for a little bit of a bounce back, I would say, this week. That would be ideal. That's probably it, really. There's not a heap of great ones. DCE could play again, but again, it's a bit more up and down for him at the moment. Aiken for Frizzell. Again, if you've got the extra trade, maybe you've got 2 trades, and that's a solid one this week. All right. Carl, g'day, Jamie. Been loving the vids this year. Really helped through my first year of fantasy. Thank you very much, Carl. I appreciate you being here. Let me know how you went, rank-wise and stuff, and I'm sure you'll be able to improve even more next year, and you'll see the ups and downs of fantasy. But yeah, it's lots of fun. We all get annoyed at some point, but we definitely come back, that's for sure. Tiranui. We got Chebro, Adam Elliott for who? Have 2 trades left and no cash. Okay, I think that's a solid one. If you're looking at Adam Elliott, you got 630k. So potentially guys like Brayley you could go for, I think, at that price or close to it. He might be slightly above. Let me know if he is. But if you want to go, you got a little bit more risky in guys like Brimson and stuff like that, which is something that you can think of, but a slight worry at the same time as to if you're going to have someone like that in your team, where it could just be, to be honest with you, it could just be worth going with Elliott. It sounds like he is carrying a little bit of an injury, whether it's still that rib issue, which is the main worry for him. So you can roll with it. You could go for a bit of a risky one and just base it straight on a matchup, to be honest with you. That's probably the only way to really go about it. I think either way is a bit of a risk. Holding him is a little bit of a risk to get a 30 or a 40, and then trading him out for someone else. He could get 50 or 60, but could get a 20 or 30. So keep that in mind with those types of trades. Same with Tamalolo. Could come out and get a 40 or 50, but we're not sure. King Jamie, Sam Smith, thank you. Johan, got 610 for last trade. Thoughts? I'm thinking Josh Curran. I think Josh might be a little bit safer now. It wasn't very safe, obviously, last week or the week before, just given he's off the bench, but with him now getting in that starting side, and it looks like he'll have that now with Murchie out of the side. I think he is due for a 50 plus. So if you can get Curran, I think that's a solid one under that price as well. So definitely a good one for the young fellow who asked before as well. There, Isaiah. Hey bro, 1 trade left in the 190 in the bank. Aiken to a premium, or Will Kennedy to Stephen Crichton and have Aiken emergency for the week? Ooh, I think the second one's better because Kennedy is obviously out. That gives you an extra one for next week if there are some If there are some restings in next week, there would be an interesting one. All right, still Marky in grand final of head to head. Want to trade Lolo, Jackson, and Elliot, but don't know who to trade to. Any ideas, bro? Yeah, the guys we just spoke about would be ideal. If you're wanting to trade all three of them, then I would definitely go down to a cheapie, and then you'd be able to upgrade the two to 700k guys. If I'll just pop up a little bit of a list of the guys that are going to be solid options. But if you're looking in the 700k areas, there are some decent ones as well. So 700 mark. You got the Dave Fafitas, for example, is a good one. Guys like Colin Matangi, you've got Dylan Brown. These types of guys that are going to be solid. Beaufort Moore's going to get the job done. You'd imagine Moses will play the next 2 weeks, so he's solid at 680 odd. You got Butcher if you haven't got him. Ola Kawatu is a decent one as well. As I said, Brayley at 650, and going from there would be solid ones for sure. All right, what have we got here? If you needed a pod captain this week, who would you go out of? IPAP, Cook, or Murray? Yeah, Cook's a solid one as well. In terms of being able to get a huge score, I say Cook would probably be your man. Then IPAP, then Murray, potentially. Jacob said Panthers easy for potentially winning the comp. I think they should win too. I think the other teams are a little bit new, a little bit fresh. Maybe next year or the year after could be a good idea. All right. What's we got here? Need to trade Aiken. Got Burton as other centre, but no cover. Who would you recommend? I think the Lomax or Crichton, Manu, these types of guys are the ones you want to go for. Melbourne to win the comp? Yeah, definitely could. I don't see why they couldn't. Coming into a good spot of the year. The last 4 weeks have been great for him. Just the pre-footy content I needed. Thank you, Rahul. Appreciate it. Patrick, Mariner, Elliott to Leilua. Mary or Elliott to Leilua, or Tohu to Fafita. It's my head-to-head final. I would probably go. Is that Dean Mariner? Probably Mariner to Leilua, but the main worry with him is he probably won't get the huge minutes, for being honest. Whereas Tohu to Fafita could net you an extra 20 to 30, potentially. That's probably my general thoughts on that one. Mariner to Leilua. You still get a big upgrade to Leilua there. So either way, I think it's going to work. Para are going to win the comp. If they win the comp, good on them. But it's been a long time. I have Savage in reserves, and I have 2 trades left before the Aitken trade, said Jimathan. Yeah, okay. I reckon you can make the one trade, man. That's fine. Can you check my team in Discord by any chance? JBFA running 1. Did you ask the question, buddy? If you did, I'll get to it for sure before I go to basketball. Hines NRL, how's your basketball team going? We are coming 3rd at the moment. We have a game against the team coming 5th, and I think they end up on the same wins as us if they beat us. So it's going to be a tight one. But fun fact, I am leading the comp in points. First time ever in basketball that I've done that. Obviously went well at cricket, but never had success like that in basketball. So pretty cool. Hopefully can carry a little bit tonight. Matty Carroll, how's the missus? Missus is great. If you're talking about yourself, I did miss you, my missus. Bradley, 650k. Yeah, definitely. Hey, mate, just want to thank again, Aiken, for not playing. Really appreciate you. You're welcome. Aiken to Curran, only have 571. I think that's fine if you want to make that trade. Floyd, AJ, we need to trade out Salmon so I can spend 412 max. Who should I pick up? Is it worth downgrading Haas to someone like Butcher to get more cash? No. I think someone like Lockie Miller is a sneaky one, to be honest with you. I think he can score really well. He should have the spot for the next 2 weeks and do a good job. So no stress there. DBS, Dusty, he's got 2 trades left. Kenfield 17 with Palacia, now named to play or trade Aiken for Blakey Brayley. All right. Palacia now named to play or trade Aiken for Brayley. I think Aiken for Brayley is a decent one for sure. Just be worried that he could get a 30, he could get a 50, 70, anywhere in there. Just be aware that that's going to happen. Rahul, pretty hard to pick a winner this year despite Penrith's dominance, as there are a few teams I can see beating them if they manage to get to the semis in Cowboys, Storm, Roosters, Rabbits, and even Eels. Oh, look at that. They stuck the Eels in there for you Eels fans. Good on him. Yeah, definitely a solid one now. Very strange you didn't mention the Sharks, and my roommate's blown up in between his sleeps. Eric, we got 4 red dots in emergency and 1 trade left. Trade Aiken to Lomax or Volkman to Hammer with no other centre covering the team. Is Aiken a chance to be back next round at a number for round 25 restings? I think he definitely is a good chance. of playing next week. It sounds like it was personal leave, so most likely just the week, and he should be back to finish off what will be his last game for the Warriors. So yeah, I think he should play. Jay, hey again, mate. I really just want to say thank you, Aiken. You're a legend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Lots of Aiken band. Shout out to Aiken. There you go. Cowboys Panthers final. Heard it here first. I would love that. Head-to-head final this week. Aiken to which other centre? Tormented Critter and Lomax. Any other suggestions? Just go with one of them, man. I think Lomax definitely going to play the next 2 games. Critter, maybe not. So, however you want to think about that. All right. Would you rather do Taumalolo to Brimson or Elliott to Hamole Olakoatu? Would do Brayley, but I need edge cover. If you need edge cover, then do you just hold on to Elliott? If you've got 2 trades, you could do one of these, I think. Again, how much of an upgrade is it? Is it 10 to 15 points? Is it a chance that they go lower? Just have that in your head, because either one of them, I think, could be a 15-point upgrade, with how they're playing at the moment. If they're scoring a 35 to 40, they could get a 50 to 55. But Brimson or Olakwatu could both get a 30 odd, so just keep that in mind. Also, for captain, can't look past Hines, to be honest. Yeah, just got to go with Hines. Rahul got Aiken and Frizz in the team and 2 trades plus 30k left. Just thinking of moving on either one this week and save 1 trade, but I have Polly and Brown in emergency, so now I'm leaning towards holding. Thoughts? Polly and Brown. So far, Manu Brown. Okay. I think you could trade Aiken if Frizz is going to play. So you could trade Aiken if you wanted to, just to get a better score this week, or you could just try and use your last 2 trades next week and try and get the best score then. Completely up to you, I reckon, on that one. D, best center to trade in under 616. I think those 2 we spoke about, Lomax and also Mr. Critter, are probably the ones. Bird's a solid one as well, but he is back playing center. So he'll probably make a little bit of cash, but that doesn't matter at this point. Lomax probably has a chance to score best over the 2 weeks. Crichton probably the best this week in terms of scoring. So play it that way on that one. Lomax, Bird, or I spoke to that. Or which one would you pick? I'll probably go, Lomax just. Done Volkman to Miller and kept Aiken. Awesome troll mitt. Good stuff. Jason, how many questions have you answered about Aiken replacement? Plenty. Joseph, is Brayley or Olakawatu for Elliott? Brayley or Olakawatu for Elliott? I would go Jaden Brayley first, just, and then Olakawatu. They're both solid trade-ins anyway. Tino, Jay Brayley or Verrills? Tino, I think, has the best chance to go nuts. I'd probably go in that order, just. Verrills can obviously go pretty well also. Stuart, legend mate, it's in the team analysis section. Head-to-head final for dollars. Being my best year. All thanks to your content, mate. JBFA running one. All right, I'm just going to jump in and look at it now while we're here, hey? Why not? We'll answer it on the air. Team analysis. Cool. We'll answer these questions while it's loading. Lawson, no jokes, you're a legend. Good man. Who is the best captaincy option if you don't have Hines, Cook, or Murray? For feeder, Dewey, I think a solid one's DCE. Have I missed the Aiken chat? Yeah, plenty. All right, what do we got? Cheers for help, Jamie. This has been my first year playing, and I'm currently ranked 292. That is hectic. Good stuff. All right, let's get into that team. Where is he? All right. When did you post it, big man? Where are you? Did you post it earlier? If you could repost it, that would be hectic. Once you repost it in there, just let me know and I'll jump in and find it. Sorry, I couldn't find it there. We'll get back to that in a second. All right. This is my first year and I managed to get in the top 10K after a rough start of the season, below 50K for the first few rounds. Thanks for the help. Yeah, it's a tough one when you start poorly like that, unfortunately. Yes, Stewie, just pop that team in there again and I'll help you out for sure. All right, what do we got? Hey, bro, need your help this round. Got 1 trade left in the finals in head-to-head. Want to trade Garrick either for Munster or for Feeder. Can afford anyone. What to do? Thanks. I think for Feeder has the least chance of being rested. Munster has a chance of being rested this week for sure. Lawson, mate, this guy's going to break YouTube sub record on track for 100 mil. Deserves it, no doubt. Thanks, Lawson. 100 mil. That'd be ridiculous. Thanks for your help this season. You're welcome, Shady. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And thanks everyone for still being here, by the way. So cool that we still have people that are still watching. So thank you. Worth trading Aiken or just hope he's back and use the last trade for resting next week. Coming 14th overall, first year playing. Thanks to you. You're Maya. Awesome. Nice work, Maya. Appreciate the love, but you're the one that did it. You made the trades. You got the luck. Good stuff. I would probably hold it, to be honest with you. If you have the cover and you can play someone with cola or whatever, just play it. DBS Dusty, deep dives and cash cows before this season really started really set me up for glory. Good stuff. Thank you. Definitely be doing a massive one again, that's for sure. Ends up being my biggest. I think it was like 16,000 views or something last year, which was crazy. Thanks for help this season, mate. Really appreciate you made things understandable 100%. Good. That's the plan. Make it easy for everyone. Thoughts on Sullivan trade in or Edwards? I brought in Sullivan. I think Edwards is a good chance of being rested. I don't think O'Sullivan is, so I think Sullivan's the way to go. Who do you think has been the biggest letdown in fantasy this year? I think Taumalolo, to be honest with you, has been pretty poor. He's been okay on the park, but fantasy-wise hasn't been good. Let us know, guys, in the comments there who you think the biggest letdown of the whole game was, and potentially, in your team. Reed Marnie's got to be on that list because he averaged high 60s last year, and he's been like he's averaged 20 points less for someone that's a top gun. He's been really poor. Let me know what you guys think in the comments there. Cheese, that's a good one, Maya. This is like how he played last year is how he's playing this last month, which maybe it's just like, I don't really care too much until getting close to the finals. That could be the way to go. Jason will say again, bros, the effort to pronounce names is awesome. Thank you. I'll keep trying to get better every year as well. So something come up about the Swali'i one, and everyone's he's come out and said it, and everyone's finally trying to learn it, which is funny. What do you reckon on Tigers getting Munster on a $7 million deal? Would that be a 5-year thing, like a 1.3 a year? Yeah, they'd have to offer him something like that. There's no chance he goes, but so stupid. Like, he's not going to win anything there. So much better for his brand if he's winning competitions as well. Like, there's so much more that goes into that deal than just the cash, if that makes sense. Like, let's just say he gets $1 million a year for 5 years at Storm. So there's $2 million. Take away half of that in tax. So you probably, it's of the $2 million extra, for example, and there's one, but he can probably make that back in deals and business opportunities and stuff like that in Melbourne with his mates and whatever he wants to do. So I just think there's no point. Like, you want to be happy winning and potentially could make that money up anyway doing things he enjoys. So Jay, my biggest letdown was Reedy. Yeah, I agree. Cool. If we started with Cook, like, you're in a much different position. Simple as that. He has to be the biggest letdown. Fafita or Yo to score higher this week? Fafita or Yo? Gosh. Now you're testing me. What do we got here? Who do the Titans play? Titans are... Where are they? Back end of the week? Yeah. So they got the Knights. I'd be going for Fafita. I think Yo can have a... I just think Yo's playing 50, 60 minutes, to be honest with you. So definitely Fafita on that one. I'm living about Marnie. Thought he was a great trade in immediate plummets in scoring. Yeah, that recent one too. Like, having at the start as well. Ugh. Coates has been poor, but I personally, I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to kill it. He's always been an average fantasy scorer, even when Broncos were okay. So I don't think that was a big deal for him. Robbie, I need either a centre, wing fullback, or a half, and have 4K in the bank. Who would you trade out of Elliott and Aiken, and to who? If I go Elliott, I have to play Pole. If I go Aiken, I can loop Elliott or Pole. Do you want Aiken for next week? That's the question. If you don't, then trade him because he's not playing. You can get a better 17. And because you can then loop this week and potentially get a better score and go from there. Depends who you can get. That's all. Obviously, does Aiken have... What's price is he at? I can't tell you. They're both a similar price, is that right? Or Aiken's a little bit lower. So if you can get a better player from Elliott, then sweet. But Aiken's not playing. I'd probably trade him first. Hughesy's been disappointing. Good one, Isabel. Thanks for that. Yeah, again, another person I've picked up. And that's been part of my issue, is knowing what they've done in previous years and then trying to pick them up this year, and they just didn't play anywhere near as well as what they have in previous years, which has been the tough one. Okay. TBS. Biggest disappointment has to be Talakai's form after being found guilty of murdering Morgan Harper. Nice. Agreed. Again, another one I brought in at the wrong time. That was one I definitely had FOMO. I can admit to that, and I'll explain that when I go through my big review. And especially for you guys, I'm going to be doing a big review of all the teams after last round. So stick around for that one. That would be That'll be a cool video, I think, for all of them, and just going through all my learnings and things we got wrong and stuff like that. Yeah, Marnie would probably be better at the dogs for sure. We'll see how he goes. Probably has to do a little bit more. Yeah, that's for sure. Toto's been a letdown, that's for sure, as well, Jace. He's a big one. Wow. The last few weeks, especially. Shocker. Going to the right. Yo could possibly get a try or try assist this week, but I still don't see him play big minutes, so it's an issue. DC the last few weeks has been a tough one. Thoughts on how Josh Curran will go this week? I think he will be much better. I'm expecting a 50 from him. Meow from Nuroa. Beautiful. Let's do this quick team. Someone put in there, did they? Nope. No. All good. What do we got in here? Just chuck my team in Discord video. Check it out. You or Scoot. Which one, Keegan? What's the team name? It's on the team analysis, is it? Nothing just popped up in the last few minutes, so I can't analyze it. If it's not in there, he's playing Hosking this week, a good option off the bench. I know edge forward bench is worse score, but he could get solid minutes or play Mam or Walters. Ooh. You probably go for Mam and hope, potentially. Walters should get a solid 30. All right, you've got it in questions for Jamie. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Team analysis, but you got it in there. Thank you. All right, what's the question, big man? We've got 2 trades left, rank 152. Good stuff. 170 in the bank. What would you like to know? Give me the question in there, and I'll let you know what I think by looking at the team. SOS from Tran. Hey mate, 1 trade left in prelim in head to head. Who to get? You need give me a bit more information, Tranny. Tranny, that's bad. Sorry, Tran. People's big letdown. He was a big letdown. Scoop, he's in there. Yo, Jamie, how desperate are my para top 4 hopes? Eels beat Bronx. Roosters beat Storm. Eels beat Storm next week. Roosters beat Storm. Not the worst. You obviously got to win both yours and then just hope that Roosters can get over the Storm. Not the worst. But, geez, that would be helpful for him if they could sneak that top 4. Just because they're such a up and down side, it gives them that extra chance, right? Bronx, I think this game's going to be Broncos by 20 or Eels by 20. That's all I'm feeling from that one. Let me know your thoughts on that one. Rahul, cheers for the content, JB. I'll always be watching no matter how many trades remaining. Any tips for the mixer this week? That is a good question. I am not enough well-versed in the female game, unfortunately, which Scoop did and is. So, Scoop, if you're still in the chat there, if you could answer Rahul's question, that would be hectic. But thank you so much for always watching. Do the Bunnies get it done this week? That's a great question. Bunnies. They have a tough one, don't they? The Cowboys. I think they do, to be honest with you. I think they're in better form than the Cows at this moment, but it would be ideal if we could get a win and try and sneak third, because we don't really want to play the Sharks at Shark Park, that's for sure. 100% agree. Either team could flatten them. Yeah. How do you think the Dolphins will go next year? Top 8, bottom 8, or who do you think their marquee or big fish signing could be? Well, I think their big fish ones will be for the following year. I'm pretty sure the next year's teams is pretty well set, so I expect them to be in the bottom 8, maybe around a 12th. They have the experience of the Storm guys, which is going to really help them. The Kafusis and the Bromwiches, for example. I think that's going to be huge for them. But I still don't think they have enough cattle. If they lose and if they have an injury or 2 to 3, 5 injuries, which is very normal in footy, I think they're going to struggle. So, following years, if they can get a few big signings, I think they could be right up there. But it's obviously going to be how they manage. The Titans had a good couple of years with Scott Prince and a few of those guys in power, and then from there, it's been they've been pretty poor, to be honest with you. So hopefully the Dolphins experiment. Let's hope it's not an experiment. Let's hope they stick here and they do really well. But yeah, could be a little bit of an issue. All right, let's look at Keegan's team, and we also have Zane's squad as well. All right, let's look at Zanio's. Let's see what he said in there, and then we'll get Keegan's thoughts on that one. Oh, there he is. Okay. I'm really stuck on trades this week and could really use some help. It's my first head-to-head elimination final with grand final next week. I have 5 trades and want to keep at least 2 for next week. That is hectic. We're going to trade Elliott and Aiken this week. Also considering trading McInnes, 124 in the bank. I reckon you could... So you got Dykes, Booth, Volkman not playing. I think with the amount of trades you got left, man, I reckon you could do a downgrade of one of those guys and then a big upgrade. So that will leave you with 4 non-players. right? A little bit of an issue, but if you're going to go all in and you have the extra trades, you could use it through the week. If there happened to be an issue, you could use the third. You do have Aiken in there. Oh, that's the worry, actually. You could go a boost downgrade and get some extra cash and upgrade one of the other guys. With 124 in the K in the bank, you could go a big upgrade from. Actually, going to Elliott and Aiken. Sorry, that's fine. Aiken down, Elliott up. You could go Aiken to Lockie Miller, for example, could be interesting as a cheaper guy. Elliott, you could go up to anyone you want. That's probably the way I'd play it for the 2 trades this week and go from there. All right. Here we go, Keegs. Thoughts on the team? Better for overall holding Elliott, so I keep 2 trades for next week, or send a trade for Fafita, then have 1 trade next week. I think, man, go for it. Elliott to Fafita could do really well for you this week. Cool. Here's the team I was talking about. This was this is Markey. Stel Markey's got 4 trades remaining. 7-8-3 overall rank. Need to trade at least Lolo and Jackson. All right, so the 2 of them, Campbell and Jackson. Again, I think you could go like a downgrade to like a Lockie Miller, something like that if you wanted to, someone who's going to be playing the next few weeks and could be solid, and then do a big upgrade to a Fafita. These types of guys would probably be the way to go if you can do that. I think that would be cool. You'd net some extra points. Hopefully Miller does well. They're up against the Dogs, so I think he could come out and kill it, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's fine. Probably this Hines captain again. Yes, Sammy, been following the channel for 2 years. I've gone from around 10,000 overall to top 1,000. Thanks to the community. Best lesson you've taught me is when to hold. Example, had Teddy, Birdo, and Angus all year. Oh, yeah, the Teddy one was cool because a lot of people were stressed about him, weren't they? So he was a good one to hold, and the Burton one was massive because if you missed him in that middle part of the year when he averaged 75, 80, that was such a massive important one there. Stuart, can you look up Capesta? 08. All right, let's have a look at that. Capesta 08. How far up is that one? Where is it? Oh, there we go. Found it. Need help. Have 17K and 2 trades left. Money on the line for the final. All right, let's do this. 2 trades left. Who do we trade out in this one? We got King, Harris, Paps. All right, so you have Aiken. That's the worry. I think you just have to trade Aiken, man. Play May up there and then trade Aiken to whoever you want, I think would be the way to go, and leave 1 for next week. So whatever price that allows, and all the suggestions I mentioned before would be the best way to go about that one, I think. Thank you for letting me know which team that was. All right, what else we got here? Scoop's giving some help there on the mixer side for things. Which one of you guys are playing that one? Let me know. Mal Hooker and half. Other final positions for Mal in mixer is probably matchup based. Edge looks good with guys like Kickout for feeder against soft teams. Solid. Lawson, how long have you been playing fantasy, mate? Seems pretty experienced. How did your first year go? First year would have been like a couple of thousand, nothing crazy, but I was absolutely hooked. I was playing when I was like 13, 14. So, what you like at that age, you find some game, whether it's, PlayStation or whatever that you like. And I found this was cool. I could, love numbers, love sport. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I jumped into that. That means I've been playing for like 14 years now or something crazy. The best years were when Corey Parker was captain every week. It's your forward that would make 35, 40 tackles and make 150 meters and kick like 5 goals a week when Broncos were killer. It was him and Cameron Smith, the captains every week. So that was good fun. A long time playing fantasy, which is probably why I can talk underwater about it, to be honest with you. So yeah, thanks for that. Good work, Scoop, again. Yeah, loving your work there. He's getting plenty. If you want any help, Scoop actually had a big week. I think he was 7th in our comp and I think 80th overall in the NRL mixer. So did well. Hopefully Campbell laid out with ankle and Hosking sneaks in that starting spot. If he does, I'm starting him for sure. I have to check right before I go to basketball on that one. All right, any last questions, guys? Just jump in and do that. We've hit the 30 minutes. I'm going to head off in a couple of minutes, but thanks so much for being here. Depends to cook in round 18 and save my season. That is hectic. Can't imagine what it would have been like starting with Cook. Must be nice. Yeah, I agree. Well, that's what that head-to-head comp did. They started with Cook and it was that head-to-head team, and that was it. Just the rest of the season was fine. It was Burton and Cook, and you do that and miss out on a few stupid trades along the way, and That's fine. I did make a few, and I'm still ranked. Yeah, a few stupid ones, and still ranked 250. So crazy. Geez, Jamie, if you were to make a my player on NBA 2K, what would your real life attributes be from a basketball perspective? 3-point rating, high, athleticism 0. What would be your real life attributes be? I do love shooting a three, to be honest with you, but I'd say athleticism would be high. Passing would be solid. I'm playing point at the moment, so let's give it a 7 for the passing. Would be solid. Euro step, strong. 3-point percentage, 3-point rating. 3-point would be, let's go 63 for myself for that. Definitely athleticism would be high. The short speed is a winner. The longevity across the game, not. What else would we have to do? Passing, rebounding, average. Can turn on the defense when I've got energy, but that's what I'm saying. The longevity's not there. Yeah, that's probably enough. I hope that helps, Keeks. You should use those ratings for your 2K player. Do you think Storm going to rest Munster in next 2 games? I think he probably rests next game. Let's be honest. Awesome, bro. Thanks heaps. You're welcome, Stuart. Cheers, Scoop. Good work, man. I appreciate all your work all year, Scoop. Let's everyone give a bit of a round of applause to the Scoop. Get in there, get in your comments, give him some love. He's been hectic all year, along with Piercy especially, and all the other supervisors that have jumped in along the way. But in that Discord group, Scoop and Piercy, I really couldn't have done it without you guys. So thanks heaps for that one. Rank 53 in Mixer. Nice, Stu. Get rid of Mam or Aiken last trade. If you've got cover and can get rid of Mam, do that. Mate, what position do you play in league? Fast winger with the Goosies or the prop charging through the middle? I'd definitely be a centre or a winger in league if I was to play. Do you listen to either In the Bin podcast or Talking League podcast for tips, or are they just trash? Definitely stuff me and some, but also help me. Oh man, not In the Bin. Do enjoy the Talking League boys. Always like TK, for example, had a tough start, but he always ends up averaging pretty well. Those boys, good tips in there for sure. And also just there to have a bit of fun. That's what the only thing I'd miss about having 3 to 4 guys on a podcast, more by myself. But hopefully we'll get a little bit of that next year with obviously Lockie, Mr. Scoop in there, and potentially some other guys who'd like to bring a bit of banter and a bit of that as well. But yeah, I definitely listen to plenty of Talking League. I've been on theirs a few times. I'm mates with those guys, so they do a great job. And definitely, there's not too many podcasts out there, but we're all giving it our best. That's for sure. And so when you say definitely stuffed you in some, but also helped me, remember, just you can make your own decisions as well. Just use their information, my information, whatever you take from it, and make the best decision possible. That's the best way to go about it. Chance of Cook being rested, no hook cover. Yeah, I think there's a chance he gets rested next week for sure, man. Unless they're going to play because it's the first game in the new stadium. I don't think so though. I don't see that being a big thing. They're not going to worry about that more than worrying about the finals, let's be honest. Then trade Aiken for my head-to-head final. You think Critter is to go with an easy matchup this week, or any other ideas? Yeah, he's solid. Center all the way, Joey Manu, what a man. Joey would kill all of us. Fantasy average is also really solid. Rip the OTL potty too. Yeah, they were awesome. Hope they come back at some point. Fantasy averages, I haven't listened to them much, to be honest with you. I was just more with the Talking League boys because we'd had contact. I hadn't really had too much contact with the amateurs. But they make some good content too and some interesting tweets, that's for sure. All right, that's it, guys. I appreciate all of you for being here. Those that lasted the whole 35 minutes. 2 rounds left. It's crazy. Definitely will be making a bunch of normal NRL content. It wasn't really much to do this week, to be honest with you. So through the finals, I'll be doing a big review on each of them. I've still got the draft stars content as well. So thanks heaps for doing that. Go out and break Wilt's 100-point record tonight. Demand the ball. I'm averaging 16.5, Lawson. So that would be if I could get 30, that'd be crazy. And I'll come on tomorrow's video and rave about it for sure. Aiken, Elliott to Joe and Lomax. Yeah, I think that's solid, Zane. That'll do. Goodbye, everyone. Have a cracking evening and enjoy the footy.